I wanted to touch on the news topic du jour, which is Zillow dismantling its iBuyer service. So if you don't know what an iBuyer is, it's basically when you, and there's a number of companies that do this, but when you go to Zillow in the past, you typed in an address, depending on the area you were in, the price point, all the data, the trends on your particular home, they would offer to buy it from you. So you could just press click here, and they would make an offer on your home, usually pretty quickly. And what they would do is they would buy it using institutional investor money, Wall Street money, which I'm not saying is bad. I'm not saying any of this is bad. I should say that, like, I'm not anti-Zillow. I'm not anti-big investors being in real estate. I'm not for or against it. I'm just presenting the facts. You could basically sell it to them. They get you an offer. They would charge you typically a 7% fee, kind of like a sales commission. And what they would do is they would buy your home, do carpet and paint, and then resell it later. And for a while, the market was going up so much, like in the greater Seattle area, the market was going up the first 6 months of this year, depending on where you're at, 20 to 30%, which is 40 to 60% a year. Obviously not very sustainable, but in a market like that, it's easy to pay market value for a home or possibly overpay for it, throw $10,000 or $20,000 into it, resell it, and be okay. What happened is they dismantled their iBuyer program because of apparently some errors in their algorithm. The algorithm being the very complex math equation that comes up with their estimates, their home estimates, their pricing trends for the future, things like that. And they said that basically it was getting too difficult to predict where prices would be 6 months from now in the COVID era. And so they were just completely getting out of the program, and they have several thousand homes left over in their inventory. The majority, I think it's 64% that are listed right now, they have them listed for less than what they paid for them. Now it's important to note that most of this is not going on in Washington. It's in other parts of the country. Like, for example, Phoenix is a lot easier to evaluate because it's lots of newer construction, tract housing, things like that. Easier to determine value on something like that. But it's definitely an interesting deal. And I think it's important to note that when people are basing their value decisions off of their website and their algorithm, which isn't the only factor, but it obviously influences what a buyer will pay and what a seller wants to sell it for. And when you have that much money and you can go around buying homes and overpaying for them, admittedly they overpaid for them, you have the power to manipulate the market. Now, I'm not saying they did that. Again, I'm not trying to demonize anybody, demonize Wall Street, demonize Zillow, anything like that. Compass is a publicly traded company, right? I'm just saying that they have the power to manipulate the market. Whether they do or don't, hard to say. But they have the power to affect the market and affect buyer projections. So it's an interesting deal. I think that the thing about the Zillow iBuyer is that they were buying these homes, fixing them up, and reselling them for a profit. Nothing wrong with profit. The thing that I wanted to highlight, I guess, in this video is our program Compass Concierge. Now, the cool thing about that is that we will finance those repairs for a homeowner. So we'll pay up front for carpet, paint, staging, landscaping, whatever a property needs to get the most value, to get the most money. We pay for that up front. It's free. Completely free. No interest payments, no fees to use it. You just pay us back at closing out of your proceeds. And it's kind of the same thing. The difference is that you as the homeowner are making the profit as opposed to a big company like Zillow. Now, sure, a big company like Compass profits as well, I profit, you profit, but I think overall, I would rather the homeowner profit than anybody else. That's just me. And so it's a cool deal. There's still solutions for people who want to sell, have a little bit of work that they need to do, but maybe don't have the funds to do it, or their money's tied up elsewhere, or they just want a seamless process and transact. I mean, that was a lot of the appeal of Zillow, is that they just make it easy. They just buy it, and I don't have to do anything. Well, at Concierge, you still have to do something, but we can help you with that. We can help you make the list, help you with contractors, help you get it all ready to go, and it's a cool deal. So as always, any questions, feel free to DM me, and I look forward to catching up with you soon. Take care.